Hello, everybody. This is Joseph P. Farrell with News and Views from the Nefarium on Thursday, August 22nd, 2013. We are in the year beyond Thunderdome. And a couple quick announcements. I am still waiting to see the hard copy from Adventures Unlimited on Covert Wars and Clash of Civilizations. So please bear with me, folks. They did say last week that it would be in toward the end of last week, and still haven't heard anything from them yet. I did hear, pardon me, from Farrell House. They apparently received copies of the printing from the printer on Financial Vipers of Venice, so hopefully that will be out within the next month and a half or so. I would imagine we're still looking at October before that book is out. But anyway, I thought I'd update you on those things. Before we turn to today's short news and views, but it may turn out to be a really significant event. Now, the event is this. I'm going to post the article link on the YouTube and on the website version of this video. And the article, it was reported in shtfplan.com, which you can work out the meaning of the initials for yourself, I'm sure. But this was posted yesterday on August 21st, and the headline reads, Presidential Meeting Signals Catastrophic Event, quote, there is a crisis unfolding somewhere in the background, unquote. And I want to read this to you. Quote, if there's one thing we know about how the U.S. government operates, it's that the American people are often the last to know about serious problems that may be taking place behind the scenes. This week, in a move that has spooked and sparked a lot of economic and financial analysts, President Barack Obama held a special closed-door meeting with the heads of the U.S. government's financial, monetary, and oversight agencies. It included members of the Federal Reserve, the FDIC, that's the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, folks, the CFTC, the SEC, and the Federal Housing Finance Authority. This has left many wondering what is really going on and if a serious event is about to take place yet again. And I'm skipping a little bit in the article. Ahead of the 2008 collapse, as the pillars of our financial system were undergoing a controlled detonation, please note that word, the chairman of the Federal Reserve assured us that the crisis had been contained. Experts and pundits on television were screaming to investors that everything was fine and to keep buying the dips. And then further, today, like before, all of the experts in Washington and the mainstream media are making a point to reassure us that we are in the midst of an economic recovery. However, key economic indicators suggest otherwise. We are seeing a plunge in global shipping, a halt in consumer spending, and perhaps more importantly, a significant rise in interest rates and the U.S. government's borrowing costs, unquote. Now, I want to suggest that at least part of the reason for the slowdown in the economy is the American economy and American consumers. People are simply not buying anything or committing to large-scale purchases simply because they're concerned, in my opinion, about the full effect that Obamacare is going to have when it's fully implemented. And already we see the president trying to rule by decree by postponing certain aspects of the law that have already wrought some harm in the economic community in this country. So I suspect that that is going to crash and burn. But all that said, I do not think that this is the primary thing that they're meeting about. I want to turn to another link that was sent to me just today, and I'm going to link this link. I'm going to connect the dots here between this and the other thing. This person wrote me and said, the big banks are going after the credit union's tax-exempt status, etc. When Joe Public moved his monies to local credit unions, it took a big bite out of the banking cabal. Now, Wall Street is lobbying Congress to change the laws to make credit unions vulnerable to Wall Street raids. The goal is to force credit unions to morph into banks, killing off the last vestige of competition. Credit unions cannot sell stock to raise money. Anything publicly traded is at the mercy of Wall Street, naked shorting, flash trading, and derivatives, the tools of stock manipulation. And there it is. And this, incidentally, is linked on RT's website, and I'll give you that link on YouTube because the link is coming from Max Keiser, the Max Keiser report off of Russia Today. And he's pointing out, and this is very interesting, he's pointing out that the spying scandal represents the ultimate in the insider trading mechanism. In other words, this is an alliance or a coalition of banksters and intelligence. All right. Now he's getting that. It's very interesting that he's getting that phrase from Catherine Austin Fitts. So in other words, the analysis that Secretary Fitts and I have been making that the spying scandal really represents a financial scandal. This analysis now seems to be spreading, and it's being picked up now very significantly, in my opinion, by Russia Today. And I think essentially it's a correct analysis. So now let's connect the dots. I suspect that what the meeting is concerning is exactly what Max Keiser is getting at here, that they're prepping credit union account holders with a Wall Street banking raid. The bankers are simply unable, through quantitative easing, to take all that bad paper off their books. So effectively what they're doing is what they've always done, and that's negotiate special perks. This is a mercantilist economy, folks, not a capitalist economy. It's more, think of mercantilism as capitalism. This is exactly what they are. They are negotiating special privileges for themselves to have the right to go out and basically steal money from people. I think that may, in part, be what this meeting is about. But I think the other aspect of this story is that they are concerned, perhaps. You may have the meeting being a confrontation between the bankster community and the government. Because, as I've been arguing, the other thing that the NSA's spying capability gives the government is it gives them an entry into independent financial electronic clearing and manipulation. So in other words, the banksters may be concerned about the government acting as a real competitor to them. So there's a lot going on here with this secret meeting, folks, and I suggest that we're not seeing nearly anything like what's really going on. So those three things, I realize this is a short news and views today, but those three things I think we have to watch very carefully in the coming weeks. Credit unions and Wall Street plans for them, uh, NSA and financial linkage, clearing, and I suspect that since we're seeing stories like this coming out of Russia Today, I suspect that we're going to see more and more emphasis on these types of stories in Russia Today and from Max Keiser. So expect him to be tracking on the idea that the spying capability represents the ultimate insider trading mechanism. Anyway, that's a brief news and views for this week, folks. I am in the middle of a lot of things. We do have our members vid chat tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Central Time. I hope to see everybody there. I'm hoping that the computer situation may have taken care of some of our issues. I do still have a few internet issues to contend with, so cross your fingers, folks, but we are going to go ahead with our members vid chat tomorrow night. All right, that's it, everybody. I'll see you on the flip side, and God bless.